A very welcome to this week's edition of Newsweek. My name is Jordan Mwangizi and I'll be recapitulating the stories that made major headlines in the past 1 week. But I would like to apologize for the show missed last week, but it was due to technical challenges beyond our control. Praise be to God that we are here once again, and I have business, politics and sports in summary. This week was characterized by running battles between police and violent youth from Tiseka Market. The youth were protesting what they called illegal arrest and continued persecution of the Lord Mayor Elias Lukwago. Tear gas, running battles and of course bullets rocked the air that day. At Metropole Hotel, there was drama when the Lord Mayor stormed out of the meeting room where the tribunal investigating the Lord Mayor and the case at City Hall was sitting. The Lord Mayor was citing ill health after he was assaulted by police early that morning. I have all that drama coming up next.
Red-shaped public opinion around was at this week. Well, we begin off this week with the events that characterized Palace Tiseka Market, commonly referred to as Benghazi. It all began on Tuesday when the Lord Mayor Elias Lukwago attempted to address the traders over the wide-ranging issues. The police could take none of this, leading to running battles. Traders of their obligation with this. The response was negative, and some reassured him of his intention to keep up the fight.
Siwa omuntu omu Lukwago bebaffe kitegeza abantu bangi wesi Jennifer Musisi mumukuuma nnyo okusinga Lukwago ne mugala y'okutaayaaya abantu bano aboogerwako tabe wa Kiseko osobola okujja wano balonda Lukwago abantu abo balonda Lukwago bwebukyenkya ne bukyenkya gwe n'ogamba nti nja bajja wano nga Lukwago yaddaagala kwogerako eri abantu abamulonda gwe n'omukola n'omussa munda naawe toba mwenkanye etteeka oba olimenya. Bannayuganda n'abantu ba Kiseka bonna balina obulumi mu nsonga zaabwe. Ojja n'ogamba nti Lukwago nkwadde emyezi 3 ogenda kuba lukuŋŋaana. Lukwago alina abantu emitwalo 23 ekyamulonda nga nze ndi omu ku bo. Kati wempulira ng'omuganye Kaweesa nze gwe nalonda gwe batalonda nze mpisibwa bubi. Kakati njagala mbabuulire ku kya Lukwago mu bigambo ebitonotono sigenda kuddamu ku kina ki. Size wano ku byabufuzi, size wano ku kyaki, size wano ku kintu kimu security ya wano. Kibayibuli Lukwago alina abantu abamuwagira yalondebwa abantu kati gwe mukulu Kaweesa olwaleero ziwano ng'ow'ebyokwerinda okubya olukuŋŋaana osabyani. Ojja kubeerawo poliisi ejja kubeerawo ng'obulwadde bwe bulibeerawo nti omuntu alirwala ku nsi singabeera ku nsi. Poliisi teriiwo nga musolo nti kulivaawo ekyo kibabuulidde. Kati mukulu Kaweesa akubuyira amazima ng'omusezi aguleso wani tetugenda webanga temutusiza mu mbeera zammwe nakwata mukama waffe ng'abakwata akamyu tukyagenda mu maaso n'ebikolwa ebyo. Tojja kukyusa mbeera nga weekalakaasa.
kubanga okwekalakaasa tukulabye emyaka kati 3 era kujjeemu ekirungi webaze Mukama atalina wadde ne tia gas oŋŋambo tetwekanya naawe era kalo kyaba waliwo olutalo mpozi bakole bwe bati bwe baba basobola batuguze tia gas
and Chagwe Road were on Tuesday a site of police battles between the police and rioting traders. Bullets and tear gas from the source of the demonstrators' grievances was information that the Lord Mayor Elias Opadwa had been at his home in Busu. It was at this time that former FDC President Dr. Kano Chiza Besigye passed by, attracting police arrest. Police fired in the air, lobbed tear gas canisters at the youth, and also released pepper spray and a pink liquid from their truck to disperse them. One man sustained injuries from stray bullets, while a border cyclist was run over by a speeding bus. Besides Dr. Besigye, who was promptly whisked off for detention at the Central Police Station, police made several other arrests. Many vendors fled for their lives while Red Cross staff and Good Samaritans gave the injured first aid. Police accusing the trader of breaking stones at them and inciting violence. The military police was deployed to beef up security and police action. Besides the riots, police was also engaged in other crimes.
Open! Young man. Good.
This time it was the Metropole Hotel in Kololo, where a tribunal set up to investigate the Lord Mayor was commencing its activities. Before this, Lukwago and Lubaga North legislator Moses Kasibante engaged the police in Mengo, a Kampala suburb. But before he was taken in, there was chaos outside when police tried to arrest some of Lukwago's political allies, including Deputy Lord Mayor Sulaiman Chidandala.
Okay. Please, just want to get them out here. Okay. I want to talk to the responsible people. Put him here. Put him in, sir. I only need MPs only to follow me. Only. You are not an MP. Get out. Away. Out. No. Get away from here. Go. I'm one of the petitioners. You go. Don't show me those things. Go. You go. And kindly, I want to respect you. I don't want to go into this battle we have been going to. Metro. Wali wano. Bamles. Kulina here, we've been following him. Okay. But what does it help them to achieve? It is inconsequential. We are here. One by one, we can't enter. But why are you so dirty? This is a security machine. This is a security machine. Hold on.
Lukwago, who appeared disabled, was supported on his way to the room where the tribunal sits on the 4th floor by Chidandala, Lubaga South Member of Parliament John Ken Luchamuzi and Butambala Member of Parliament Mwanga Chivumbi. When he finally appeared before the tribunal, Lord Mayor Elias Lukwago was blocked from making a presentation, with the tribunal saying that was not allowed in their procedures. Lukwago, who cited poor health, then marched out in protest, saying he had to go for treatment.
You found us in the middle of statements from the witness. What we'll do is we'll ask the lead counsel to complete that other bit. My lord, you want it? It's a health issue. It's a health matter. My lord, it's a health matter. So what are you asking? Let him finish his statement. No.
It's a health issue. Health cannot wait. You want me to die? Let me go for medical treatment. I have to go for medical treatment.
Medical treatment is in a bad state. You want him to die here? You cannot die here.
You cannot die here because of what? Because of a tribunal?
Now we'll make a formal statement.
We are going to make a formal statement.
The issue of Kampala is not a matter of do or die. If they want the city, they can have it.
I am going to take you to the hospital.
Let me explain to you. Let me explain to you.
We are going to take
No. We are going to lead you to the
Kawesi insisted he would drive the Lord Mayor Elias Lukwago in his official police car.
You want to kill me?
I am taking you.
You want to kill me?
And bring my car. It's going my car. Bring my car. Gari yangu.
Munzite
Where's my car?
munzite n'ekyo kigwe.
I am taking him to the hospital.
Yes. Munzite.
Please open for him. Who are those ones? Who are those? Why are you allowing me to be here? Go, please. Don't manhandle him. Don't. Don't manhandle him.
I'm trying to.
Don't. It's fine. Don't. This country belongs to everybody.
Kiriza bamwerekereko.
Asabye ngendereko. Requesting ngendereko. I am the deputy. He has requested me to move with him.
Your own vehicle.
No, he has requested me to move with him.
Follow this vehicle.
The Lord Mayor was later admitted for treatment at Case Hospital on Waganda Road, where police deployed heavily. On Friday, Case Clinic confirmed the Lord Mayor was still getting treatment over multiple illness. Lukwago threatened to sue police over the manner in which he was arrested.
Why do you drag me by the collar, throw tear gas canister in my vehicle, all in the name of taking me to the tribunal? All this cannot go unatoned before. They have to pay damages for the inhuman and degrading treatment I was subjected to.
Wants to take police to court, it is his option. It is his reason. He's a lawyer. All I know, we are doing the work of protecting this city from confusion.
I have to seek for legal redress for all that I was treated to, for the inhuman and degrading treatment I was subjected to, for the gross violation of my rights. Don't arrest you. Yes, doctor. You're most welcome, doctor. But I will be fine.
How are you?
I'm okay, doctor.
Dr. Chiza Besije, who had been released on Thursday night, also castigated police action.
He's prepared for it. He's prepared for even worse. We are all prepared for worse, because freedom does not come on a silver platter.
He called upon government to address the issues forcing civilians on the streets of Kampala in demonstrations.
The struggle that is going on in Kampala is a struggle for justice. It's not only in Kampala, it's a national struggle for justice.
Away from that, the tribunal hearing the councillors' grievances continued its work, with a host of councillors appearing for questioning. These included Adam Kasim Chazi, Achan Joyce Odonga, and Burhan Biarhanga. Ochan Joyce Odonga, who represented persons with disabilities and also chairs the finance committee, told the probe team that the Lord Mayor Elias Lukwago refused to attend a committee meeting that was to deliberate on the contentious 120,000 fees meant to be paid by taxi drivers. Kasim Chazi, meanwhile, pinned the Lord Mayor Elias Lukwago of inciting violence on 26th January 2012, leading to the death of a police officer, AIP John Michael Aryong. According to Chazi, this showed that the Lord Mayor Elias Lukwago was not fit to hold office of the Lord Mayor. The 7-member tribunal is hearing a petition by 17 Kampala City City Authority councillors who want the Lord Mayor impeached for abuse of office and incompetence. It is expected to conclude its work in not more than 60 days. The probe team was challenged by Lukwago in High Court, and the matter was before Justice Vincent Zehurichize. There was a heated exchange as the Director of Civil Litigation, Chebrion Bashariki, queried the application, saying that the matters on which court must pronounce itself have been tackled in another application in the Constitutional Court, which might preempt the decision of the court. The applicant, Lord Mayor Eyas Lukwago, was represented by his lawyer Medad Lubega Segona, Caleb Alaka and Samuel Muizi. Away from that, government began reviewing the 1999 National Water Policy to update it and help increase access to water for agricultural production. The policy has been overtaken by new developments, especially the effects of climate change that have created food insecurity in many parts of the country. A rapid rise in population in the last 10 years and the effects of climate change have hindered access to water for food production and domestic use. Uganda has a number of lakes and rivers, but many areas still have water stress, threatening productivity. According to the State Minister for Water, Betty Bigombe, the National Water Policy Review will look at the best ways to increase access to water around the country.
So there is need to review the policy to ensure that we factor in all these problems, including population growth.
Uganda has 2 rainy seasons, but few communities have invested in water harvesting techniques. The new policy will put emphasis on this innovation.
One area that the Ministry of Water and Environment is trying to upscale is rainwater harvesting, which can be done at household level.
Agriculture supports 66% of the population, 80% of whom are subsistence farmers. According to the Ministry of Finance, the sector grew by 1.4% in 2012-2013 financial year, against 3.206% population growth rate. This essentially means that the country may not feed its people adequately if this trend continues. Experts say that this can be tackled by increasing water for food production. A 5-year program titled Global Water International in Otuke district in northern Uganda aims at developing technology through which communities will increase their access to water for production. The findings will be rolled out in other parts of the country after 2017.
This program tries to explore opportunities, innovations, techniques and technologies that can improve or that can contribute to farmers, smallholder farmers, to access water.
Access to water for production will necessitate increased government funding from 2.4% allocated to the sector in the recent budget. In Parliament, after several starts and stops, the Parliamentary Budget Committee recommended that Parliament passes another supplementary budget worth 46 billion shillings under Schedule 2 of the 2012-2013 financial year. On Tuesday, the committee chairman released a report recommending that Parliament approves the request, but some MPs wondered how the report made it before they had even met Ministry of Finance officials. Drama ensued in a second committee meeting earlier in the day when the Finance Minister's representative, senior economist John Wihime, gave contradictory statements. He was asked to produce a letter showing he was speaking on behalf of the minister as provided in the law. This sparked off a bitter exchange between committee members, dividing NRM and opposition members of Parliament.
We do not want things imposed on us. According to the law, delegation must be done in writing, and there is a command or hierarchy within an office. Now, things which are brought at last moment so that we hurry. Parliament is not a rubber stamp.
Excuse me, does that mean that a report produced from previous meetings is being forced on the committee? Please, excuse me, can you wait? Be patient. Try to understand what has gone on before you start accusing this committee.
Director of Budget in the Ministry of Finance, Kenneth Mugambe, later intervened, taking over from Wihime. He told the committee that the Public Service Ministry had made savings worth 86 billion shillings from districts, but civil servants have not been paid for 3 months. MPs wondered why then government is asking for supplementary budget or a reallocation with such savings.
So what it means actually is that by the end of the financial year, on the wage bill you appropriated of 2.1 trillion, we shall have a slight saving.
So, but at the end of the day, we have to pass it, especially for do with the wage bill. We are going to have some amendments, but it may not necessarily pass in totality.
For salaries to be paid. They want the people in the referral hospitals to be paid. We want the teachers to be paid. We want other employees of government who haven't been paid yet.
I hope that the Speaker will reconvene Parliament, but as a committee, we have agreed to pass the supplementary budget.
Committee members were also concerned why government was seeking supplementary funding 2 weeks to the end of the financial year, meaning there is lack of clarity in the budget process and budget execution. They wanted to know where additional resources would come from at the end of the financial year. The MPs also observed that the reallocation of funds from one vote to another does not require additional funds. In court, interdicted principal accountant in the office of the Prime Minister Geoffrey Kazinda could spend at least 20 years in prison after he was convicted by the Anti-Corruption Court. Kazinda, who will know his sentence next week, was found guilty of all 29 counts against him, including abuse of office, forgery, making documents without authority, and unlawful possession of government papers. Court found that prosecution had proved beyond reasonable doubt that the former top OPM accountant forged the signature of Permanent Secretary Pius Bigirimana, abused his office, took unlawful possession of government documents, and made others without authorization. Court mainly relied on the evidence of prosecution witness Samuel Ezati. The handwriting expert testified that the documents were forged, although he could not tell who did it. But court, based on the fact that documents were found hidden at the home of Kazinda's mother and that he had kept them there with ill motives, yet he was the only person connected to the home working in the office of the Prime Minister. Justice Wangutusi also cited Kazinda's continued possession of government documents like cash withdrawal papers at his mother's house, which amounts to abuse of office. But the judge said that there was no evidence that money was lost in the process. During mitigation, prosecution led by Senior State Attorney Jane Francis Abodo asked court to give Kazinda the maximum sentence because he misused taxpayers' money. But Kazinda's lawyers asked court to be lenient to their client because he had been repentant throughout the trial. Court said 26th June announced the sentence. Kazinda could be jailed for 7 years for abuse of office, 3 years for forgery, 7 years for making documents without authorization, and 3 years for unlawful possession of government documents. In total, he could spend at least 20 years in prison.
You have always been a wonderful viewer, and today you are not any different. Now that the opposition activists are threatening more riots next week, you expect a lot more action in the news. And you can catch all that on NBS Television, your true source. Till next week, God bless you. I'm Jordan Mwangizi.